Well. If it isn't Mr. Nile Rivers.
What's
What's up,
happening?
brother?
Rose, the core Rose.
What's up, brother? How you been?
Hey man, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for the tomorrow's drop. Or actually, the drop had already happened. It's Thursday today. I can't wait for for everybody to see this podcast and what we talk about on the song and everything that we've been through together. Oh my goodness, man! First of all, congratulations on the song, man. Hell yeah, dude! How do you feel?
And congratulations to you too, man. I feel really good. I feel great. I haven't released a song since last November. And I kind of prided myself at first about like dropping a song every month, but that seemed like a little ridiculous. Honestly, those standards were a little high. So I'm just happy to have dropped this with you right now, and for the song to be "Breathe" during November, it just seems right, man.
Dude, I totally agree. Like, now let's talk about how we started the song. You just mentioned, off camera that it was in around the beginning of 2019. And you know how it goes with all the other songs. Like usually, we start a session. I'll get a couple modelos and whatnot, and I'm like, hey, so what you feeling? What you want to write about?
Right.
What what was going through your mind when you decided to write a song about having a release and finding your own breath and being able to breathe out of curing anxiety.
Um, well, honestly, it did really come about when you started making the beat. You
Yeah,
started
yeah,
you in those pianos, man, those pianos, and that just gave me a whole vibe, dude. And you know, at that time, I guess the whole deal was like, I was trying to like make a song about making space for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, giving yourself like room to breathe, from away from people, just to yourself, so you could figure things out on your own and really just try to do all that. So, I mean, I think that's where it really stemmed from, that I was spending a lot of time by myself. My grandfather was passing away at the time, and it was like
yeah,
a slow process. And it was pretty intense, man. And
yeah.
I felt like in his hospital room, this is pre-COVID, 2018, 2019. There was a lot of people surrounding him, there's a lot of people around his bed, his deathbed in the hospital, and everyone's talking and whispering and crying and with talking to him, and I just felt like he needed room to breathe,
Yeah.
so I felt like, man, like he needed room to breathe, I needed room to breathe, we were almost on the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the whole song came together, with both of those realities um, combined.
And it was only until recently, I remember you explaining something like that around 2019 and around that time when you wrote the lyrics and everything. And so everybody knows, we recorded both Nile and myself on the song. The beat was obviously very very amateur at that time, but when you were writing these lyrics, I didn't realize that it was it was like about the whole thing about yourself, your grandfather, and then up to pretty much like last week, I was like, hey, just talk about what this song is like, summarize an intro, and then you gave me what the song was really about, and I was like, whoa. And I, I was compelled to just put that completely on in the very beginning of the song. Um, and I wanted to make sure that people realize like this song, it's like almost a dedication to your grandfather.
Yeah.
And I think that's so beautiful that you did that. And it was really cool, and thank you for letting me, just kind of sound design it and put it, put a little intro and a little twist on it. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, that set the bar, that set the stage. And then, the intro of me coming in, all I want to do is breathe. And it's almost like, do you feel as though, because it's also like all I want to do is breathe, I want to, feel like I'm free away from everybody. Do you feel as though it is also like, your grandfather kind of like, I still want to live, I want to be, I want to breathe still? Do you feel like you were kind of writing in that sense too?
I think it was more of like he just needed space. Like I
Yeah.
knew it was his time to go, and he died at 86 years old. He was
Wow.
that young, and he
Yeah.
had gotten like 4 heart attacks in his lifetime and 3 open heart surgeries. And, the last heart attack just really just took him out, and he was kind of in a vegetative state for about 3 months, man. And the whole family was just trying to decide, do we pull the plug? Do we give up, or do we, have this man keep struggling,
Yeah.
And he had he was brain dead from the last heart attack. Because he got the heart attack, the doctors didn't see it in time, and his blood stopped rushing to his brain. So that's why he became brain dead. So no, I mean, I don't think that I wrote the song in a sense of all I want to do is breathe. That like maybe he wanted to continue living. I think that he was pretty ready to go, to be honest with you. I just think that, in my opinion, like when we were all surrounding him, it was maybe just too much. Maybe just too much, like maybe we just should have given him just a little space, it just seemed too intense. Yeah.
And that that's real shit right there. Like all, and I think we were talking about this earlier too, like it's that sense of, when you're in trouble, or something's going on, it's cool to see like your close ones, coming to help you. But it's almost like, where were you when when I was going through this, when I started going through this?
Exactly.
Like you're here on the finish line, but you're not here when I started going through this. But it's, but speaking about like friends, not really so much family, but like friends and stuff like that. And I guess it's like maybe it's a normal thing for friends to react, certain ways until it's like too late, and it's like, what's the point now,
Yeah. And I think I felt that same thing. I felt that energy, bro. I mean, like, maybe my friends just knew, like, hey, we should give him time with his family. But I felt kind of deserted during a time where I really needed my best friends there for me. And I felt so alone, man. I felt like I was going through this whole thing alone, even though I have such a big family. I felt like within my friends group that I didn't have that much, emotional support. And I do understand that at the time I wasn't like emotionally like as strong, mentally or anything like that. So I think at the time I was a little upset that I didn't have that love and that comfort from people that should have given it to me during that time, because it was the worst time of my life, man. It was like, it was the first, and still, knock on wood, the only person that had died in my family that I know like that personally, that loved me, and I loved him so much. It was really difficult to see him go.
Yeah. I remember that. I hope I was one of the people that was actually, kind of there for you. And if I
Yeah,
wasn't, then I
we made this
apologize.
song together. We made this song together, bro. So
If I
you were
wasn't,
there, and you were there.
all right. Well, I'm glad I'm there. Sometimes I, straight up, I get lost in my own little world, and I don't check up on my friends, enough time. So, shout out to all my friends. I got to reach out to y'all, and but yeah, you're right. You're right, and that's the thing. I totally understand when it comes down to that, and it's real difficult. But that's one of the things that when you that one saying that when you really need your friends and the friends that actually show up, those are your real friends, like for real, like those are your ride or dies.
Yeah.
Um,
Those
and
people that weren't there for me, I don't blame them. I think
yeah,
that
they got
they
their own
were
shit.
they were doing shit too. There was stuff happening in their life as well. And
Yeah,
I just feel like now that I'm like more, I just feel like stronger mentally. I realize that, like, look, man, they're probably going through their own thing too, and they probably just didn't know how to be there for me. So
yeah,
they weren't. So it's okay. I mean,
that's
but at
true.
the time I was going through that, and that's why I felt so strongly about writing the lyrics on the first verse, kind of about my friends, and then the second verse about my grandfather.
Yeah, let's talk about the first verse. So I'm gonna read it out to you, and tell me what you were thinking about, if so the first verse. No, thinking I'm trying to hide because I'm in eyes view. They're blind but right beside you. They say that they love, but they really just but they're but really they're just buzz. They really switched up. Just give me room to breathe. What do you in that sense, is that what you're talking about with like the friendship and stuff? Or
Yeah,
is it the whole
that's
verse?
what I was talking about. Like, no thinking, I'm trying to hide because I'm an eyes view. They're blind, but right beside you. So I think that's like,
Mm,
that was like a sense of like, I felt like I didn't have my people having my back and being there
yeah.
for during that time. So, yeah,
I
I mean,
like that. They're blind, they're blinded to your real feelings, but they're
right.
right next to your
Even
ass.
and they're right next to me. They're like, I'm telling them what's happening. They're right beside me, but I feel
And
like
they're like, oh,
so
okay,
blinded
right
to the
on.
situation. Exactly.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel that, man. I feel
but
that.
I guess when I keep going on, they think that they love, but they're really just buzzed. They really switched up. I mean, I feel like sometimes people could get, a little intoxicated and
And
show
they
you,
show all this love. Dude,
yeah,
I
like
love you, bro.
all their love, right? And you're like, man, this is so fucking real. But then I've had people in my past where I've had those situations. These people are not in my life right now, but I've had this situation with people where like we get a little drunk with each other, and I feel so embraced and so loved and so accepted. And then when shit hits a fan, when shit's real, when fun and games is over, they're not there. They it's
Yeah,
not bluff. They're really just buzzed. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's kind of where those came from. Personal experiences.
Dude, and that's a real fucking phenomenon. I gotta talk about it too, because like I have friends and even like, somewhat family members that like that's all we actually ever, connected with is just drinking. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no substance behind the relationship. Just getting fucked up together in the same room, and that's it. And it's like a real false, like dopamine infused, emotional, thing. Like, oh, I love it. And then you leave the next day, and you're like, yeah, I really like that guy. No, you don't. You don't even know that guy. You don't even know that person. You just kind of like, and it's I think it's a real phenomenon, and I've let go of a lot of friends like that because I realize like, this person does. I don't even really like this person, I'm just hanging around with them because we like drink and that's it. And I'm like, what kind of fakery is that? So I kind of just like bounce and just,
And
let time.
what kind of relationship or what kind of friendship could you really build off of, you know, getting fucked up with each other? You know,
Nothing.
like
Nothing.
you gotta have those real ass times together where, you know, you're
Yeah.
not inebriated, where
Yeah.
you feel clear minded and you feel genuine, you know. I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest problem or the biggest thing with alcohol, I think, is that it gets you to be more genuine, but how, or it gets you to be more sensitive, but how genuine is that sensitivity? You know,
Yeah.
it'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, I love you, bro. You're so dope. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But then you won't hear from that person until the next time they want to get fucked up with you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all. That's all you. It's almost like, wait, is that all I'm there for?
Right.
Wait, hold on. Is that all that I am to you? No, yeah, no, I'm not cool. Yeah, I'm not cool with that. If
Yeah.
that's the case, I'd rather just like have a beer with my dad. Because
Yeah.
that's my dad.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
you know,
And that's the
fuck
best
that.
thing, to be able to have that beer with your dad. Honestly, that
Shit.
you're gonna really have some dope conversations, and
Oh yeah.
you're gonna get closer, and he's gonna understand you more, and like
Yeah.
it's different that way. Obviously, you're gonna
Yeah.
wake up in the morning and talk to your pops, and it's gonna be a little bit different. But I mean, like, for the most part, you have that conversation. They remember. They're in your life. They care about you. It's not
Yeah.
about drinking. It's about father and son bonding. You know.
Yeah, and yeah, obviously in that sense, and my dad, like he likes to pull a couple back with his old son over here sometimes.
Right.
So it's a real cool feeling, and then we've been there listening to some music and some like sundown and shit. So it's a good vibe, and I do, especially in the male as males, it's very difficult to speak to our fathers like about anything. So sometimes, because if there's, beer, it lowers those, what you call it? Those barriers, those borders of awkwardness of, hey dad, I gotta talk to you about something. Here's a beer, like open it up and then we'll talk about it.
Right.
But it's cool. But
yeah, I love your dad, man. Like, talking about your dad, man, like I've knocked a couple back with your dad too.
Yeah, you did too. You have
some
to.
Great conversations, man. Some really good conversations, man. And I got to understand his upbringing a little bit better. He understand like my friendship with you and why we're so close, and he became a bit of a father figure for me as well.
It's honestly same with your dad, dog. your dad, that's so funny. So there was this one time where I had issue with the job and I lost the job, and you took me in, bro. You took me in under your wing and under your guys' company, and just your dad being my boss was like the dopest. he was like, get your ass to work. I'm like, oh man, like, hey, like I'll see you later at the house. He's like, oh yeah, that's right, you're coming over.
Yeah, and y'all get those little.
Your dad. Oh yeah, we'd have little smoke sessions. That was awesome, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's move on to the second part of the first verse. So they switched up, just gave me room to breathe. And then it goes, so we can sail the seas together forever. Lives are tied together. No people rule the weather. Give hope so people better. I love that. Give hope so people better themselves. It's hell. Real shit. The world we're living in when people will give in. It's true. Yeah. So that's really profound. That's really profound the way you said it. Like it's kind of like you're kind of taking a breather. Just give me room to breathe, and then the breather is so we can sail the seas together forever. That's like a little, shine, shine in the middle of the verse. Like, oh, he's a breather.
Yeah, it was kind of
like you get real again.
Yeah, like give me room to breathe so we could sail the seas. It's almost like understand me.
Yeah.
Like give me room to breathe so we can sail the seas together, right? So it's
Mhm.
kind of like give me that space, give me that time, give me that like understanding so that way we can like do this shit together because like
Yeah.
these people really mattered, like they mean a lot to me still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, so we could sail the seas together forever, lives are tied together, no people rule the weather. I think
Yeah.
that's a big line. The reason why I wrote that is because there could be people trying to fuck your life over and take
Yeah.
everything they have from you. But
Real
people don't
shit.
weather. People don't like these people don't like the your enemies are not gonna you know have control over your future. You
Yeah.
have control. You have control over your future. So that was me telling myself like take control of your life and don't let
Yeah.
anybody steer it in the wrong direction or make it seem to be something it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that was kind of how I felt with that. No people rule the weather. Um, um, it's hell, the world we're living in, where people will give in, you know? So, you
Yeah.
know, like, I feel like people do sometimes hear news on the TV or hear something about somebody and immediately like judge them, immediately attack them. And they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. All they know
Yeah.
is the basis of what they heard. And we all know how it goes when one person whispers something in somebody's ear and that
Mhm.
gets whispered in somebody else's ear, shit gets fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
translations get crossed and the message in the beginning or whatever started the whole thing, it could have been a lie. And then that turned into a snowball effect of more lies. So, you know,
Yeah.
my thing about that is just like, you know, people give into this type of shit and they still do. I mean, I wrote this in 2018, 2019 and people still give in. People still hear something or read something and immediately think that's what it is.
I'm
When
glad.
no, you know?
I'm glad that you're calling out like very common toxic behavior that a lot of people do have, and you know that's like lying or you know white lying or not even lying and saying nothing is the same thing as lying, and you know and that's what I feel like I kind of take out of it too. It's you know, and they give in to that so easily. They give in to cowardness and just you know just fuck it. I'd rather not deal with it and then you know end up hurting somebody's feelings, and it's a very toxic behavior from a lot of people. And I'm glad I don't know if I got it right, but I think that's my interpretation
Mm-hmm.
from that ending of the verse. Because yeah, people almost feel like they're entitled. Like no, people rule the weather. That to me sounds like it's like people are just automatically entitled
Yeah.
to you know everything and just you know fuck everybody else. I'm gonna do me. You know, I am my own. You know, I am my own world, universe, blah blah. You don't serve me, kind of shit. I appreciate you know the concepts behind it, but at the same time, it does bring out a lot of toxicity in people. You know, straight up, it's just like you know, it's kind of unfair for being a decent human being to somebody else. I mean, I'd rather hear somebody say, no, I don't want to hang out with you than, you know, than me wondering what the fuck is, well, what's going on, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
it's unfair. What was that one movie I recently just saw? And they say a line, would you rather get a bullet to the head or five in the chest? Somebody said that in a cool movie. I forgot, but you know, it's always that thing. I'd rather. Oh, it was Moneyball.
Okay.
Moneyball with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, and it's true. Like I'd rather just get a bullet, you know, a bullet to the head than five in the chest. You know, like I don't want to die slowly. I don't want to die no like wondering what the fuck this person's real intentions are. And I'd rather just be like, just tell me no, bro. Like, tell me, bro, I don't want to hang out with you. You suck, or some shit like that. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Now I know where you're coming from. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate you not wasting my time. That's
Right. Well, I mean, it could be like that, but at the same time, I feel like that could be interpreted both ways. Where like,
yeah,
just give it to me straight, and they hear it from the wrong source, and then that source tells them this is what it is. And then they don't want to explore all the other options. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think that could be problematic sometimes. But you know, that's a whole.
That's good.
It's toxic behavior, and people needed to just do their research and really talk or get to the source. You know, like. You know, you can't just like get all your information from Vice or from fucking ABC News. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really just look at all the other options and angles and thought processes and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you definitely do. Make sure to do your own research and don't put people in boxes. You know, give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, you don't know where they're coming from really. But yeah, totally, and that's a great segue that from there, the world we're living in when people will give in, and then then I start singing. All I want to do is breathe. And I think that was a real cool transition from your verse to the hook. Oh yeah, it's right here. World we're living in, people will give in. I'm not gonna play y'all gotta listen to the song. I'm not gonna be playing the song here. But if you're down, do you want me to play the second verse?
Yeah, if you'd like. You don't have to play it. If you just want to go over the lyrics, I think that might just be a little better. I want people to like actually dive into the song and take a listen to it, not just for the lyrics and not just for the story, but also for the vibes and how my voice sounds and how your voice sounds together and how the beat is. I think that, like you mentioned in the the teaser that you put up about the beat on your IG, shit, my train of thought. Oh man. But yeah. Here's
a little fun fact about the music and the vocals itself for people that don't know. It was all tuned in 528 hertz. And for those that don't know what 528 hertz is, it's like the miracle tone frequency. A lot of monks and high meditational, people that teach, even sound therapy, they teach this particular frequency, and it's part of, I think they call it the heart chakra. I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but it's a very close one to the 440 hertz, and I don't like tuning in 440 hertz, and it gives me, it's weird. Yeah, I know people are like, oh, I don't know, you gotta just feel it. It's a feel.
What I think is great about that is, like, you've always dropped knowledge to me about that. And I remember I was in school, I was going to Mount Sac at the time, and I wrote like an essay about, frequencies, because you got me into it, because you're like, yo, take a listen to this song in 440, and then take a listen to this song in 432, right?
Yeah.
And there's such a difference, really, if you do put them side by side or listen to them separately. 440 gives you like a bit of an uneasy feeling, like a little uncomfortable, and from what I've read up as well, it can make you aggressive and violent and depressed and anxious. And then you switch the frequency of sound, and it affects you differently when you bring it to 432. it just feels like it can breathe. It feels
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
peaceful, feels calm. And that's what going back at what I was talking about your IG, is that the beat makes you feel calm. It's like an anti-anxiety kind of song.
Yeah, it is.
And I love
Like,
that so
yeah.
much. And I give you props, man. And I'm glad that,
Thank you.
you're now educating the people about frequencies and not just me,
Yeah, no, I think, you know what, I was telling you off the camera. I think it's probably time that I start teaching, and really reaffirming people's, if they have suspicions of like, why does your music, or why does the music sound like different? It doesn't sound like normal radio music. It's because of that, and I feel like I've been doing it so long, and I did it all the way since Voyages. Like, Voyages is like the first one, the first, like, how do you say, example of music being tuned to 528 hertz. But and it's different. It's very meditational, and I think I told you about that. And I got a shout out real quick to my hairdresser. I kind of need a little cut, but her husband actually suffers from anxiety, and she says that he always puts the album on the CD for Voyages, and I'm just like, dude, that's like, for me, that's like the win. I don't care if nobody in this world ever listens to Voyages, but I'm so happy at least that. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that. I just remembered. Yeah, when I was as Invisible Triangles, going to Whenever We Have Time, you motherfucker.
I'm I'm gonna have to say sorry about that. That was a bit of a joke that went a little too far.
No, it didn't, because you guys actually make sure to ask me like, hey, is this cool? Is that cool? And I'm like, yeah, that's totally fine. Like, that's funny. I thought that
How I
was
really
hilarious.
felt about the album, I love the album, and that would be ridiculous if I said that I didn't, because I remember I
You were
spent
the executive. You're a
I spent
producer
a lot
on
of
it
time
too.
with you when you were making
Yeah,
that album, and
you did.
I wouldn't have been in the studio with you for those many hours if I wasn't
Yeah.
interested in the songs, or if I didn't like what you were doing. I would have bounced. But I loved it.
So
So I spent hours upon hours with you, and we would just fucking vibe and make music.
So there's a couple things I do want to talk about, like, with, like, for example, Invisible Triangles. You're the one that came up with that name, and I want to talk about that. Like, I remember when we made our first song, like a first song that sounded like a band called Project Zero. I know we made a few songs before that, like we made Miss Havana, Where to Go, fucking I can't even remember the other ones right now, but there's so many like real cool ones. Oh, Scribbles. I think Scribbles is a dope one too.
That was tight.
Yeah, I remember Scribbles, and none of these are on Spotify. They're only, like, some of them you barely exist on SoundCloud like now. But Project Zero, is Project Zero still on SoundCloud?
Yeah, they're all on there. Project
Shit,
Zero,
dude.
Miss Havana, with Sean B, which is ridiculous. We probably
Sean
shouldn't even,
B.
like, I want to shout him out, but for that song, probably not the best thing. Don't
It's not a
don't
good, it's
go
not
research
a good
that
shot.
if you love Sean B that much.
Yeah.
It might
But
tarnish.
Sean,
No,
he's
but
fine.
I love those songs. Scribbles was tight, but yeah, like when you first were like trying to think of like, yo, what's my alter ego gonna be?
It was just supposed to be for a bullshit thing. Like, it was just like, all right, for this song, I don't want to be. I think I was going by Jay Sharp at that time, or something like that.
Jay Sharp.
And I was like, I don't want to be Jay Sharp. I don't want to be Soundstruck. The Soundstruck sounds like a fucking company. Like, think of a name that sounds like a band. And yeah.
So, and then history. I think I dropped a couple ideas and you're like, nah,
I
that's
was just
like,
talking mad shit about it. I was like, dude, are you serious? This is what you came up with? Like, I could have came up with something, but then here I am just talking mad shit about the shit that you came up with. I was like, bro, really? Is that it?
yeah, but you know what, we were writing that song Project Zero, and it was kind of
Yeah,
like about the government, and it was kind of about conspiracies and
yeah.
stuff like that, and you know,
And it was really
invisible
Rage Against the
triangle.
Machine. We're
Yeah,
trying to capture the Rage Against the Machine like sound slash
yeah,
but yeah, and then eventually you came up, you're like, I don't know, invisible triangles.
right,
And then
and that was kind of just out of my ass.
I was like, whoa, hold the fucking phone. And then from then on, like I just had a little thing and I was like, bro, can I take that name and run with it? And you're like, yeah, go ahead. And I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
So I didn't know what invisible triangles meant to me at that time either. I just like eventually like what it really meant to me like came out, like the Bermuda Triangle, the secret societies. I was kind of trying to troll them too, like, oh, invisible triangles, ooh, stuff like that, and voyages, and it was really cool, and a really cool project. And I'm not done with invisible triangles. I just want to say, everybody, I'm not done with it. Like Sekuros is definitely something that I want to work on right now. So I'm gonna work on this until I don't anymore. But
right. You could always
anyways,
jump back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, whatever fits the bill, I guess. But no, dude, I was really happy that you came up with that name and shit, just ran with it.
Yeah.
And man, we've done so many songs like for like me producing as per Invisible Triangles with you, all the way from Motivation to fucking Purpose. And I think most of your catalog on Spotify, except Black Tourmaline and what's the other one?
Shine.
Shine. Shout out to Andrew. Yeah, you guys really killed those tracks, bro. And Rocksteady Letty.
Yeah, shout out
bro.
Rocksteady Letty.
It was we've been through a lot. I wish we could talk about all those songs because every single song has a fucking whole ass story behind them.
Yeah. But this song right here is tight,
song.
man. This song right here, I think,
really
does have.
This song is tight.
Mm.
Oh yeah, dude. It's in like, and I'm glad that you're open and kind of genre bending, because I remember early on we were like, yo, let's do some like real trap shit and kind of do a different kind of style. And then I think you're in a phase where you made Steam, and then that one, I forgot that song with Dial on the Dawn.
Yeah.
Temperature. Yeah, that one was fucking crazy. And then all these songs, it's just it was really, really like refreshing to see that you're just willing to just jump genres. Like, oh, I could do this genre, I could do that genre. And it's beautiful because I can't just stay in one genre. Like, I can't stay in the hip hop genre and just be okay and be happy.
Right.
I wouldn't be happy. I would be like, I'm bored of it now.
Honestly, that's like my favorite things to do is to test myself, test my voice, test my limits, test my song abilities, because I do believe that I have some talent with songwriting.
Oh, yeah, you do.
And so I love to test the boundaries to see, can I write a rock song, or can I write a rock rap song, or can I write, like an R&B type of vibe, or you know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to be my next genre to try out is R&B. I think I'm going to try it.
You already look like an R&B star. Fucking looking like Kenny G and shit.
Yeah.
You need a saxophone.
Beats, man. It's nice. It's a little bit slower. It gives you more room to breathe.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah, no, that's true. and that's what I'm stoked. I'm stoked with that because yeah, you really just do like, yo, whatever you want to do, and let's just let's make a genre. Who cares? So, but I'm really stoked for this one. Breathe, man. It was you came out of nowhere too. Like I want to say that too. Shout out to you and props to you for like finding the song because I totally forgot about that song and you were like, bro, how come we never released this shit?
Yeah.
And then I was looking at, I was like, oh shit, dude. And then I listened to it and I was like, wow, this sounds like good. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And all I really did had to do is just add some like bass and a couple guitar stuff. It was pretty much there. It was just a couple tweakings and that's it.
Yeah. It was
so
a good.
I'm really excited, man. Like, and shit, you got some real dope lyrics right here too. Do you wanna jump into the second verse?
Yeah, let's jump into it. Read it out to the people.
All right, so it goes like this. Get a peace of mind to see through time. Mm-hmm. Live your life a breath at a time. Yeah. So many words in our ears, so many loved ones, so many years. Done with the rough stuff, on to the next stop. So glad that we're here. We lived a life of fear that we turned into chandeliers. That's one of my favorite lines. We lived a life of fear that we turned into chandeliers. That's fucking dope. Now we're lit. This our year. We knew that shit all along. Build a family that is strong. Had a mind that changed our song. Could be right. All I know is hold me tight, because I know this ends tonight. Going out without a fight.
Yeah. So that whole thing was basically about my grandfather. You know, like his last. Get a peace of mind to see through time. Live your life a breath at a time. You know, that was kind of his last days, was just living a breath at a time. So many words in our ears, many loved ones, so many years, right? So that's all the years of family, all the years of friendship that he's developed. You know, all the people that were around him talking, like literally, I'm saying the lyrics right there. I'm telling you this story.
That's beautiful.
You know, done with the rough stuff, on to the next stop. No, so glad that we're here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like after he passed away, it was like done with the rough stuff. You know what I'm saying? On to the next stop. Like wherever his journey takes him after death, you know, I'm just glad that we're here where we are now because of him. Because a little background story about my grandfather. He's the reason why we're in America. You know, he's the person that took you know, his wife and his kids from Amman, Jordan, and he moved them to New York City. You know, and it was like almost like perfect timing when he did that. And when he did that, you know, like we left that, or they left, because of fear of war and fear of like shit was popping off, man. You know what I'm saying? So like we lived a life of fear that we turned to chandeliers. Like that life that they were living there was a fearful life where you had to fear for your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad that we're here. You know, we built a life of fear that we turned to chandeliers. And the reason why I said that is because my family did pretty good for themselves when we came here. You know, we started from shit, dude. I grew up in Pomona. You know, it's not the worst fucking place in the world, but you know, Pomona. So that's where we were. You know, we were in Pomona, we were in Azusa, and you know, we started off with nothing in a country where they couldn't speak the language that well. you know, and now they have to raise families here. It's really incredible what our families did. And we lived a life of fear that we turned to chandeliers. You know, now we're lit, obviously, because of the chandelier.
Hey,
Now we're
hey,
lit. And also, you know, we lit.
yeah,
Now we're
we lit,
lit.
we lit.
This our year. We knew that shit all along. Built a
Yeah,
family that is strong. Um, had a mind that
out
changed
of
our
mind.
song, right? Had a
Yeah,
mind that changed our song. That's kind of like my
mm,
favorite lyric because, um, you know, it really took my grandfather there, like, to have this mindset to change our story. Our
yeah.
story could have very well have been um, a family,
Oh,
another family that dies in the Middle East, another family that loses their home in the Middle East. That could have really been, you know, his whole legacy's like outcome. But you know,
so,
he did
so
so.
song is saying life. The word song is actually meaning your life. Had a
Yeah,
mind that changed our life. Oh
had
shit.
that our song where like our song could have been a sad song, but instead
Yeah.
changed the song into a good song, into a happy song,
Damn.
into something uplifting, into something much better than it was ever before it could have ever been. You know, he changed our fate, he changed our future, he changed our present, and he changed his past. And when he
Yeah.
did that shit, man, that made him legendary, man. That made him respected, legendary. That, and it wasn't just him, obviously. And my grandma that's still alive right now, she was a part of that whole journey, and they
Yeah.
really changed our song. They changed our outcome. You know.
That's respect right there, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I respect that. Yeah. You
Could be
guys went
wrong,
through a lot.
could be right. All I know is hold
Mhm.
me tight, right? I could be wrong, could be right about life. You know what I'm saying? All I know is hold
Yeah.
me tight because at the time I needed like comfort. You know,
Yeah.
at the time I'm sure he needed some comfort. And it was fucked up. It was hard.
Yeah.
So could be wrong, could be right. All I know is hold me tight. What are the last lyrics? Because I know this
Because I
ends
know
tonight.
this ends tonight.
Because I know this ends tonight because I knew, like, he knew that he was
Yeah.
gonna die, and I
Yeah.
knew that he was gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, could be wrong, could be right. All I know is hold me tight because I know this ends tonight. Going out without a fight, never. You
Yeah.
know, and and he didn't go out without a fight, man.
Yeah.
Like they, he almost died so many times in his life that like dude battled to the end. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And he did that shit, honestly, probably not even for himself to keep living. He did that shit for us so he could continue being there for us. That's why he fought so hard,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm glad now that his battle is over, and you know, we all die one day, but that doesn't mean we lose, you know. And I
That's
feel
true.
in the end he won. He
Yeah.
won.
That's true.
He built a family that is strong. He changed their song. You know, he uh
Yeah.
he did the goddamn thing, man. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
beautiful.
This whole
Yeah.
song was really kind of a dedication to him. That was my favorite part, the second verse, and that amazing chorus by you, because we wouldn't have been able to make the song sound beautiful without you, to be honest. It would have just been
Thank you, brother.
ridiculous, crazy lyrics that if I didn't like sit down and really explain it to somebody, they wouldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? But with the vibe that you put in, it makes people want to listen and rewind and check out the lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And vibe out. And honestly, I love to just listen to my music or this particular song and just vibe out. Sometimes I just forget that I'm rapping, and I get so engulfed with the music. And I think you did such an incredible job with the music. So good job, dude.
Oh, thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man. And you already know how it is. Like we've been friends for fucking a long ass time. I think I asked you what year it was. I'm just gonna round it out, and I'm gonna say like 2011, 2010. maybe. Like it's been over a decade, and you know, throughout the time, just knowing you, and you know, obviously getting close because of you know our common thing is music, but just knowing yourself, and I know I've always talked to you about like my, you know, my pains and my trials and tribulations, and it's always, you've always had a ear, and you've always listened to me, and I'm always glad to listen to you when it came down to it. I'm glad that you know you were like, dude, I need to do a session so that way I can, you know, get the shit out of my chest. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's, whatever you want to do. And but see, that's the thing, like, you know, you created the concept, and all I, you know, like how I always tell you, I'm just a quality paintbrush. You know, you're the real painter, but I'm, you know, I'm a good paintbrush.
That's
So I'm glad
exactly
that
what you say. It's so true.
huh?
Yeah, I've heard you say that so many times.
I'm a quality paintbrush. Like I could get whatever you're feeling on sound, but I just got to know like what is it that you really are going through, and you were going through a lot, bro. It was your grandfather. It was so many things, and I was like, fuck, like yeah, that's some shit. And you've
Yeah.
been there with me too, like when I was going through so many things, and all these songs, all these fucking and you know, that's one thing I give it up to whenever we have time. I have to give it up to them because they did shine a light on the fact that I do have a lot of downer songs. I was like, holy fuck, do I really have a lot of downer songs? Am I
Yeah.
really a sad boy?
Yeah, but so am I, dude. I
but
mean, if
but
you
it was,
listen to my music, if
yeah,
you listen to, you know, if you just like know my story in
yeah,
life, you
yeah,
you would know I'm on some sad boy shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
No,
when I
yeah.
made fun, when we made jokes, it wasn't to, you know, just shine a light on, oh well, you know, Invisible
No,
trying to just make a bunch of emotional shit. We all do.
no.
We
Oh,
all do. But you
no.
know,
What I no, what I wanted to say was like, thank you for like, you know, hey, waking it up. Like, you know, hey, you know, it made me like, oh, you know, I should probably switch it up. So it was a positive thing because I love that shit. Like, I remember, going back to our homie Sean B. Like, I remember, and this is what I love about you too, and you do the same fucking thing. Um, when I was in a songwriting class, and this is the first time I met Sean B. And the teacher was like, "Oh, you got to say pure constructive criticism," and I was like, "Man, that's bullshit. I don't want to know what's good about the song. I want to know what's bad about it. I want to know what the fuck I got to improve." And you know, I got to give it up to you because like you're not afraid to say what is on your mind. Like, bro, this shit is trash. You got you got you got to do it, right, bro? What the fuck's wrong with
you
you?
know,
Are you okay?
and going back to, you know,
Yeah,
Sean B, because I know you met him in that songwriting class, and I
yeah, that's where
remember
I met
like
him.
how you met him, and it's because he criticized your song in a
Yeah,
way nobody else would have,
he
and
said my
and
lyrics were corny. He was like, "Bro, your lyrics are corny," and
and
I,
he
and
was
then,
just being real. He was
and I
just
had
being
to
real.
stand. Yeah, yeah, and I had to stand in front of the whole class, like, and I was facing the whole class, and he said it, and this motherfucker was in the back of the fucking classroom, and he was like, "Hey, you know, the production is good, but you know, your lyrics are corny," and I was like, I just had to stand there, like, this guy just said. But you know, I hated him so much that day. I was like, who the fuck does that guy think he is?
Yeah.
And then the next day, a whole day passed, and I realized, like, you know what? I need a guy like that. I need a guy like that around me. I need somebody to say, like, no, you need to work on this. You need to work on that. Like, you're not there yet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And because it humbled me, because I thought I was like this, you know, bad boy shit, like making this kind of music that first of all, nobody in the class had production like I had.
Oh
Like
yeah, I doubt
on
that.
that,
I doubt it.
nobody had it. And so, but he humbled me. and that's what I appreciated. And you also, and you do that. You have that quality too. You do humble me, and when it comes to certain things, like, no, that's good enough. That's good enough. No, it's not good enough, bro. You gotta do this. And I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But
I
but
think
it's a
it
good
comes
thing.
down to like knowing like someone's potential, and I think
Oh yeah, yeah,
he immediately saw your potential, and that's why
yeah,
he said that, because he knew that you wanted to get better, and that's why you were in
yeah.
that class,
And
right?
that's what made that's that one line. And this is how crazy fucking domino effects work in the universe. That one line. If he did never said that my lyrics were corny, I would never have asked him, I want to work with you.
Right.
And the series, that I would have never met you on
Yeah.
that shit too.
Exactly.
Like if he never said that one fucking line, I would
Yep.
never have known you.
Yep.
I don't know where I would have been.
Yeah.
And all this
And
shit,
it's
like,
so
that's crazy,
crazy.
huh?
It is so crazy how fate brought us all together, because I
Yeah.
met him because my homie worked at a Hawaiian barbecue chain, and I
Oh
would go
yeah.
there and I would eat all the time, and Sean B would just go there apparently all the time and hang out
Yeah.
and eat with the homie. And my homie that was working was like, yo, this guy's a regular, he's pretty cool, you should get to know him. And I got to know
Yeah.
Sean, and through meeting Sean, I got to meet you. And like, man, things just really started going. Like, we met Polaris Castillo, and like we met
Yeah.
Karina Seas, and we met, like all these amazing artists that we still fuck with to this day.
Jack, shout out to Jack for finding Polaris.
Shout out to fucking Jack for finding Polaris. Yeah, man.
Yeah, because Jack found Polaris, and then Jack was, and then oh no, Jack found Julian Park,
Okay.
right? And Jack found Julian Park, and then Julian Park was like, oh, I know this guy that knows how to do some shit. So then Jack went to go get Sean B, and then that's when they all met, like, together. I was
Which
like, dude,
is
see,
so
shit like that.
uh,
And then
so
and
crazy.
then and then I worked on films with Polaris, and I was just like, Phil, I never thought I'd be working on films, and because of all that, and Sean B just kind of putting things together, and like, yeah, it worked out. And yeah, we're all still friends. We always talk about homie. And if you ever watch this, shout out to you, brother. I hope you're doing well over there in that beautiful country of yours.
Yeah, man. I just talked to him not that long ago. He's doing well. And
Nice.
every time he thinks about coming back or thinks about the United States, he thinks of us. So it was very beautiful to hear that from him, and to know that he's still there and in reach if we ever need him. And likewise, if he ever needs us, we'll always be here. And
Of course.
Polaris, man, I did want to bring up this piece of work. I don't know if you could see it that well because of the lighting that I have going on here. Yeah,
It's beautiful.
I don't know if you can see it that well, but
right there. That looks good.
And this is watercolor
That's beautiful.
that he did here on this piece of canvas here, and he made this into our cover art, man, and it's just so beautiful. And I'm gonna frame this up in my house. And Polaris has been doing artwork for us for quite some time. Obviously, he's done.
He's a
for
visual master.
Oh my god! And most of my songs, like The Movement was done by him.
All My Woes.
All My Woes was done by Polaris. What else, man? What he made a lot of them. He did. Yeah. Anyways, you could see all the credits.
Yeah.
I think This Is Urgent. He did that one as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah, he did this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you just look back in my on my IG, you'll see all of those posts. I don't have much posted on there because it's my artist page. So you'll be able to go through all of those pieces of art and see that it was missing Cosmonaut, man. It was Polaris Castillo that did all of those sick ass pieces of work, man. And shout out
to Balian.
Shout out to who?
Balian.
Shout out to our Billion. Yeah, Billion. Yeah, he's our Billion, man.
Yeah,
So
dude.
yeah, we
He's
fucking love
always
that
come
guy.
through.
Always gonna work with him on you know, films or music videos. I think eventually, I think pretty soon, I really need to drop a music video. I've never dropped one, and obviously, you know, Polaris Castillo, I'm gonna get him on the project. I don't know, I don't care what it takes. We're getting him on the project, and
Fuck yeah, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait for that, man. That would be beautiful. Yeah, Polaris would fucking
gonna
kill
have
it
Jack.
like no other.
Yeah, we're gonna have Jack up in there too. So
Mr.
shout out to Jack
Jackman.
Man.
Jack
Shout out
Attack.
to Pumpamentals and Zero to the Moon Crypto. You know, Jack's doing his fucking thing. So
Wait, are those Jack's channels?
yeah, Jack has his shirt company. He has a t-shirt company. It's a bunch of ideas and things that he did for cryptocurrency, and it goes.
Shit.
If you look up Pumpamental Shop,
That's him. Oh shit! I was like, who is this?
Yeah,
Oh,
so you'll have
God.
like the
Okay,
Dogecoin.
I didn't know
You'll
that
have
was
the
him.
Dogecoin shirts, and then you'll have, you know, the Diamond Hand shirts, and you know, you'll see all that stuff. And they're all really beautiful, great shirts. Seriously, go buy them, people. Pumpamental Shop, and then if you want some cool insight on what's going on with crypto and the news today, Zero to the Moon. You know, that's his cryptocurrency page. So yeah,
That's beautiful. Fuck yeah.
right.
Yeah, man, popping off, dude. You guys have been popping off. I'm glad. I'm so happy for you guys. I gotta get in all that, man. We're gonna start getting in on that. We should have been getting in on that, but yeah, whatever.
The future is here, my friend.
Fuck yeah. But anyways, on that note, brother, I just want to say thank you so much. I think we got like an hour time so far. But
is there
thank you so
anything
much.
else, a song you wanted to talk about?
Fuck, man.
I think we covered it all.
We pretty much covered it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
if anybody has any fucking questions, drop them in the comment section, and we'll feel free to fucking answer any questions they got. You know what I'm saying?
I'll put your IG. I'll put the song link on there and all that shit. You know, everybody click those links, and thank you. Subscribe, like, do all that shit that we love, and we hope to see you guys next time on, you know, hopefully our future song that we do in the near future.
Yeah, man.
On that note,
thank you. Thank all the viewers. You know, I thank everybody that's given me a listen. It's really, like you said, it's a humbling thing to know that people think about you and people give you the time of day, and people really enjoy your artwork. Sometimes once you get that, and you know, performances and all that, I'm just so grateful to be where I'm at today, and I'm so grateful to have you by my side. You're a really important person in my story. Without you, there wouldn't be Nile Rivers. For real. There would be no Nile Rivers without you. So
I love you, brother.
Big shout out to you, my guy. And you know, you made it all happen. You made this happen. You made this video happen. You made the song happen. Like, you are the man with the plan. And I just want to say I love you, bro. I love your music. And
I love you too, brother. Thank you so much for that. Hey, you better. What?
I said I love your mask.
Oh, thanks, bro. Do I look like a fucking character from Mortal Kombat, kind of?
Yeah, you're like, get over here with the likes and comments,
with the comments and likes. That's awesome. Thank you so much for those kind words, brother. And yes, I couldn't be here with the same thing with you, man. Same here, like with all you guys too, because you guys have always pushed me to be better. Always, you know, influenced me. You've always influenced me. You know, so, you know, I appreciate that as well. And thank you for your beautiful spirit and your
Thank you.
dumbass self, because I love you, motherfucker.
Dude,
Uh,
you know what it is, man.
yeah, brother. All right, then we'll talk on another time, and I hope you have a great night.
All right, you too, brother. Peace to you, and I'll talk to you soon, man.